Welcome back to another beautiful day in the land of music. My name is Douglas, and in today's video, I'm going to talk about connecting the M-Audio Hammer 88 Pro to an external keyboard. And in my case, I'm going to connect it to my Nord Stage 3 Compact. I love this keyboard, my favorite keyboard I've ever had. And then I love this controller, favorite controller I've ever had. So this video is like heaven. So let's jump right into it. First thing I wanted to mention is that some of what I talk about in this video is personal opinion, preference. So take it with a grain of salt. Your playing style might be different than mine. I tend to really slam the keys. It's just, I'm a heavy player and you may not be. So this may not be an issue that I'm going to talk about a little bit further in this video. The other thing is that why would you want to connect the Hammer 88 Pro or any controller to an external keyboard? And I think the biggest reason is in the case where you have a keyboard that maybe doesn't have weighted keys and you're a piano player, you want those weighted keys. And this may be a church setting, it may be another live setting, or even in the studio where you want to just have, in my case, I've got the Hammer 88 Pro with the weighted keys. It has all the controls on it, and I just want to be able to plug that into other keyboards and play those sounds with the controller. So it works great for that. You don't have to use the Hammer 88 Pro with virtual instruments and a computer. You can plug it into, in my case, the Stage 3 and play the sounds on the Stage 3 with the Hammer 88 Pro. Now I've got these connected with a standard 5-pin MIDI cable, and what you're going to want to do is go out of the Hammer 88 Pro and in to the Stage 3 Compact. So there's two ports, an in and an out on each keyboard. The Hammer 88 Pro, you're going to send MIDI notes out of the Hammer 88 Pro and into the Nord Stage 3. That's how you can kind of remember. Hopefully that makes sense. If you've got questions about that, throw it in the comments below. But let's get on to the rest of the video. And I think the biggest part of this video, and it's kind of an issue I'm having, and it's not necessarily an issue with the Hammer 88 Pro. I've had this issue when I tried to plug the Korg SV-1 into the Nord Stage 3 Compact. So I don't think it's an issue that's isolated to the Hammer 88 Pro. I think it has to do with the key beds and how the MIDI is programmed with the velocity. So I'm going to play you a sample here. And I've got the Royal Grand 3D piano pulled up on the Nord Stage 3. If I play the Nord Stage 3, this is what it sounds like. Good dynamics, right? I'm able to get the nice soft notes in there all the way to the hard note. I would even say that airs on the softer side of the dynamics, which I'm used to. So this is where the issue comes in. If I play that same way on the Hammer 88 Pro, I'm really not touching these keys that hard, and you can tell there's a big difference in the velocity. Let me just play a C chord on the Hammer 88 Pro. And I'll play that same velocity of hitting the notes on the Nord Stage 3. Now, if I play them hard, I can get the same thing, but I don't have to play the Hammer 88 Pro as hard. So here, I'm really slamming that. Here, I'm really not hitting the keys that hard. So let's say I want to play some really soft dynamics. I'm barely touching these keys. If I play that same thing here, so as you can see, the dynamic range of the velocity is considerably different whether I'm playing the Nord Stage 3 Compact's keybed or the Hammer 88 Pro. Now there's a couple of things that we can do to try to remedy this. On the Hammer 88 Pro, we can go into the global menu. And if you scroll over, there's a keyboard sensitivity setting. Right now it's set on linear, which is the way that it comes out of the box. Now, for me, there's not enough dynamics there. That doesn't work. I'd either have to put the Nord Stage 3 in soft mode, which works for me. The way I play, I can put that in soft and it sounds basically like I'm playing it normal. If I played the soft on the Nord Stage 3, again, the soft works if I'm playing the Hammer 88 Pro and I want the normal sound on the Stage 3. But sometimes I want it even softer and then that wouldn't work. So what we can do is on the Hammer 88 Pro, I'm digressing from my original point here. What we can do is go to the keyboard sensitivity option and we can bring that. There's a few different options. There's low, medium, high, linear, and then some fixed settings. Obviously, fixed is not what I want. If we go down to the low setting and we select that, what that does is it limits the range a little bit on the keyboard sensitivity of the Hammer 88 Pro. Let me take the soft setting off of the Nord Stage 3 piano sound. Now, this helps, but I feel like it doesn't quite get me there. It's almost like it's taking and just lowering the volume a little bit, but it gets, I think my issue with this is it gets to the high velocity really quickly, rather than being a gradual curve that allows me to have more dynamics like here. Again, I'm really not hitting these keys that hard, and I feel like that velocity curve's just really sharp in there. So this is something that I had an issue with the Korg SV-1 and the Nord Stage 3 Compact. Same exact issue. There wasn't really a good way. You could adjust the sensitivity a little bit on the Korg SV-1, but not enough to help. So I couldn't use those two together. I think with this set on soft and the keyboard sensitivity set to linear on the Hammer 88 Pro, that is a really beautiful sound. Let's grab the white grand, throw the soft on there. I think that works. It's beautiful. Then I can take advantage of the amazing keys here. But let's go ahead and try maybe an electric piano on here. And I'm going to take that and just go the normal. As you can see, I'm playing about the same, and you get a much more soft and dynamic sound here. It really shines through with the electric piano at how big that velocity difference is. If I take this and go down to low, just for comparison, I haven't changed anything here. It's a little different. It's crazy how it's the same sound. I'm playing at the same velocity, yet on the Hammer 88 Pro, even in the keyboard sensitivity low setting, it's still a little bit too harsh. So I'm going to bring this back to linear. We could try a synth sound. I think you're going to find less of an issue with the synth sounds because a lot of synth sounds don't necessarily have as much velocity, especially lead sounds aren't going to have as big of a velocity range. So in this case, Man, I gotta say, this knuckle pitch thing, so much better than a pitch wheel. I'm sorry, pitch wheel manufacturers, but once I played the knuckle on the Nord, there's really no going back. All right, so let's recap real quick here. The Hammer 88 Pro connected to an external keyboard or sound module. You're gonna wanna go out of the 5-pin MIDI on the Hammer 88 Pro into whatever you're controlling. In my case, the Stage 3. It works great for me, except for the velocity curve. And again, it's not something that I think is isolated to the Hammer 88 Pro, and I think this is something that could be fixed with a firmware update as well. So I'll be shooting an email off to M Audio with my findings, and I'll also be coming out with a video soon where I show you the Addictive Keys piano controlled by the Hammer 88 Pro. And what I think is interesting in there is Addictive Keys gives you the ability to define a velocity range. And so I'll be showing you that, and that's something that I've found helps a ton because it's not just an issue with the Nord Stage 3. When I'm playing virtual instruments with the Hammer 88 Pro, I have the same exact velocity curve issue. So again, I had that issue with the Korg SV-1. So I think it's something to do with how the velocity translates through the MIDI. And if you guys have any ideas or comments, throw those in the comments section below. And I'm curious to see if someone has some good ideas as to how to fix this. So thanks for watching. If you've got questions about connecting the Hammer 88 Pro to really any keyboard, any external device, throw it in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Stay inspired and keep making that music.